This week was insane. People were either at the brink of death or they were coming back from the dead. So are you ready? Let's dish.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
We get the little bunny rabbit song. It reminds me of bunny rabbits. Hi, everyone. Okay. Welcome to Dishin Days. We are AfterBuzz TV's weekly recap of NBC's Emmy award-winning soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Woo-hoo! I am one of your hosts, Tammy Govea, joined today by two of the most amazing hosts here at AfterBuzz TV, starting with
Michael Mattis. How are ya?
And hello, everyone. I'm Chelsea Overrocker.
With the princess wave. Or the queen.
The queen.
The royal wave.
It's a pageant wave.
The
right?
pageant
wave.
Please, we say this every week to follow us across all the social media platforms. On Insta and Facebook, you can find us at Dishin Days. And on Twitter, you can find us at _Dishin Days.
What is it?
_Dishin Days.
Okay.
Yeah. The ad is implied. If you're in the chat room now, who's some people in the chat room?
We have some Sarah Rue. We
Hi,
have Sarah Rue, Dylan Matthews, Annie Goen, Kelly Fogg, Tim Rowell. A lot of the usual players.
Awesome.
But yes, we appreciate our loyal
Always.
viewers and chat room participants. Dwight Simmons is there as well.
Hey, Mr. Dwight
Marlon
Simmons.
Wallace. Colleen, I'll just...
Perfect.
Colleen.
Can't pronounce your last name. So you're just Colleen, like Madonna. How about that?
Make some comments.
So, yeah.
Make some comments, folks.
Yes.
Michael will be monitoring.
What did you guys think of the week?
Tell us what you thought of the week.
Yeah.
Podcast listeners, if you're listening to us now or if you're going to check in with us during the week while you're running errands, doing grocery shopping, and I don't know, falling off to sleep. I listen to podcasts as I'm dozing off to sleep sometimes. Make a comment. Give us a 5-star review. Tell us that you love us because we're needy that way and we just want to be loved. So give us a 5-star review and we will forever be thankful. If you are a fan of the other soap operas, we have recaps for those as well. So General Hospital, we have the GH Report. Young and the Restless, we have the Restless Wrap. Bold and the Beautiful, we've got the Bold breakdown. James and I will be coming back next weekend for a breakdown. Make sure and tune in.
A breakdown?
A breakdown of the Bold and Beautiful.
Oh.
Break it down. Take it, Chelsea. So yeah, tune into those after shows for the other soap block shows because they're amazing and the shows are amazing. The soaps right now are crazy hot. That's about it for all the little tidbits. What did you guys think of the week?
Like insane.
Really insane, right?
Insane. That's the only word that comes to mind. Like there was not one day where it's like, it's kind of slow. Monday was intense. Tuesday was good.
Yeah, Monday was like a tear thing for me. It's like,
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I mean, that's literally what was going through my mind. I couldn't wait. It was good.
It was good.
What?
No.
How two complete polar opposite responses.
I was just like, I don't know. I was disengaged for a lot of the episodes this week until later in the week. Later in the week, I was like, okay, I like this.
Okay.
But there were some things that just maybe, I don't know if they moved a little too slowly or just weren't engaging enough, but I found myself like checking my phone a lot. And I know when it's good when I don't even want to check my phone, when I'm fully engaged. And I had very few moments of that this week. I don't know, but I really didn't know why. I'm like, it's good stuff going on.
It was amazing.
So,
really good.
I don't know. Maybe I was just in a mood. I don't know.
I think I was just happy because Sin was on for all full 5
Right?
days. And that never happens.
I know.
So
it's usually the latter part of the week they bring him in for like 2 minutes.
Yes.
Of late, that's how it's been going down.
Right.
So we got our fill. Sinners got their fill.
Kelly Fogg says, "Oh, come on, Michael. The whole week was great."
yeah, come on, Michael. I'm
Sorry,
with you, Kelly.
I'm a harsh critic, I guess.
No, we need that. We appreciate that.
You need the crotchety old man on the left end of the table. Yeah.
The little old man in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
You kids. Okay. Are we ready to
to
break this down?
Yes.
All right. Now it's time to start
Dishin
Days.
Ta-da!
Yay! Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
We're funny.
Eric, Nicole, Holly. Oh my gosh, she's so delicious.
Oh, she's so
Did you just want to eat her?
So cute.
Oh my God. And then in parentheses, Jack, Jennifer, Dr. Rolf.
Dr. Rolf.
Did you like that?
Dr. Rolf, love it.
And Vivian and Henchmen. There were a couple of henchmen this week. Michael has
I
issues
had
with
issues
the
with those henchmen.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, we'll get into it when
We'll
we
get to the
that point.
henchmen?
But let's start with
Oh.
Chicago.
Yeah.
What does Tony say? He mentions the golden. Picture it. Chicago.
Yes.
Monday.
Picture this.
So it was Jack, Jennifer, Eric.
Hovering outside the door.
Just them three. Just them three, right?
Just them three.
Just them three.
Yeah.
So they find Rolf, and then out comes new Vivian, who the chat
Robin Strasser.
who the chat room has dubbed Dorvian
Because of Dorian Lord.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you guys ever see her those old episodes of One Life to Live when she played Dorian Lord?
She's completely new to me.
She is. I mean, she's everything. So when we found out she was coming on to Days, I love Louise.
She's good.
I was not wanting to like Robin Strasser at all.
Right.
But
Louise, like the character of Vivian, is just such a unique and like iconic character, and for such a long time, when you say Vivian Alamin, you picture Louise Sorel, and so I was curious about how I would take her. And I'm like, I don't have a problem with her.
Yeah. I mean, I was like that. I mean, honestly, when Kristen got recast. Because there was no one that I could see beyond Davidson. But you knew Stacey.
I knew Stacey's work.
I didn't know Stacey at all.
She's phenomenal.
And now it's like, she has me.
Vivian has such a dynamic character. I really, really liked her, especially that interaction with Kate, and then how she's talking with her son. And I just love how she just calls him too on the phone. Oh, by the way,
it's like BT Dubs.
I'm alive.
Hey, baby boy.
So I'm okay with her.
I thought, I loved her.
I mean, she didn't wow me, but
it got kind of odd because all of a sudden, so they're on the room together, and all of a sudden Jack is offering Dr. Rolf his own laboratory. If you come back with us to Salem, here's your own lab.
It was such an easy sell.
It was bizarre.
So the whole thing is, Vivian comes out, she's alive, and Jack's like, wait, you have your memory? And Rolf says, oh, he can't give Jack the serum because it was lost in the fire. So Jennifer and Jack are like, oh no, come back to Salem, we'll set you up in the hospital, and we get it. And he's like, okay.
With no oversight.
That was another caveat. No oversight.
He's like, okay.
Which made me think, Days now has another out because who knows what he's going to create.
That's what I was
If
thinking.
Days can't get out of a scenario, they can always blame now Dr. Rolf in his time now has come up with this an alien nation who's now going to be like the pod people.
The pod people.
It's going to come into another storyline where he's going to create and invent something, and it's going to go drastic.
Yes.
So that was just the lead way into another story plot that's probably going to take place later on.
Okay.
Yep.
Calling it. I'm calling it.
Yes, we are calling it now.
Write it down.
Writing it down.
Write it down. Hold it up. And then when it happens, you can be like,
8th,
yeah.
2019.
So they're looking for Nicole and Holly.
Right.
And they found Vivian and Rolf.
Yes.
But they still think that they know where Eric thinks that Vivian and Rolf know where Nicole is. And then these two henchmen come into play, or the one henchman. Who's boring AF. I'm like, you're a henchman? He talks so softly, and as he's holding I'm like, really?
I liked him.
And I was like, who are you? And then there was like, oh, he's not working for Kristen. I'm like, well, who in the F is he working for?
So that was a really interesting moment. Now we know Kristen wasn't the only one calling the shots.
But we didn't find out.
We don't know who it is.
They just kind of dropped it for this week.
I thought for a split second he was working for Vivian, because there was a moment when Eric is like, who else are you working for? And then Vivian stops pouring her cocktail and she looks over at him and they make eye contact.
But she said it's not me.
It's not, because he held her at gunpoint.
Yeah.
But I thought for a while there, before they got into that, I was like, he's working for Vivian and Vivian's calling the shots.
And I think they did that intentionally.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's going to assume it's Vivian, but then when she said, no, it's not me, I believed her.
Yeah.
So now there's
we
somebody
still don't
else.
know.
That's calling.
There's still someone else?
There's still someone else. Oh, those Days writers.
I guess.
It has to be. Do you think it's a DiMeras? It has to be another DiMeras. Well,
I mean, that would be very...
Oh, what? Chelsea's having an epiphany.
I was just thinking.
Who could it be, Chelsea? She's our medium, our Days medium.
The Lord just took her over.
I was like, Who else could it be? Well, with the DOOL app, you know that they're doing Chad and Abigail, so that's the only DiMeras that I could think of, that somehow they'll tie the app into it. Maybe he's calling some of the shop.
Chad wouldn't be working with Kristen, though.
I don't know. It's just a theory.
She's like, I don't know.
Who's Johnny DiMera?
Johnny DiMera?
Is there a Johnny DiMera?
Yeah, one of EJ's kids, right? EJ and Sammy's kids?
Oh.
Yeah, Johnny.
Oh, that's
Somebody mentioned Johnny DiMera. I'm like, who's Johnny DiMera?
Maybe they'll...
You think it's one of the...
Maybe they're going to age him?
The offspring?
Maybe. I don't know. Either that or it'll
I
drop him.
like
We'll never
that
find
idea.
out. I don't know. So, okay, so then Ben Weston comes to the rescue.
That's right.
And kills the guy.
Yeah,
Or
and
accidentally
by
kills the guy.
accident.
It was
Enough with
because
the like,
he's, you know-
they don't need to die. Like, there's everyone's shooting and dying.
What's up with that accident, though? They both go for the gun, and then they're fighting, and it goes
They do
off.
that too much.
Well, it was
now.
like a Tony and Ted moment.
Yeah, which we just had like what 2-3 weeks ago.
Well, the henchmen had to go.
I know, but they could have found Ben could have like restrained him and done something else. Anyway, I'll go off my soapbox. So Ben comes.
I think it was a good moment, though, to just prove once again that Ben isn't open to killing anyone. Like, even given the opportunity, it was a struggle and it was an accident. Maybe they're just kind of driving that point home again. That he's changed his ways, and maybe I don't know.
So
He has.
So then Eric gets the guy's phone, starts texting somebody.
But first he has to unlock it. Was that not an LOL moment when she like, I'm here. I'm really good at unlocking phones. And I'm thinking, really, how are you going to do this, Vivian? Oh my God, I feel like such a dunce.
She's hilarious. She just takes his
His
thumb.
bloody thumbprint.
And it goes beep. She's like, here.
There you go.
That was priceless. I
That
love
was
that
funny.
moment.
That was a good moment.
I felt like such a dunce. It's like, oh my God, duh.
Yeah, that's how you would do it.
That's how you would do it. So yeah, so he unlocks the phone.
Mm-hmm. Then he's texting with somebody. I forgot the name. Antony. I don't know who he's texting. He's texting someone.
The boss guy.
The other hitman.
So then.
Oh, you think it's the other hitman?
Yeah, because I think it's the one that confronted Eric when he went to the cabin. Like
I
the
thought
hideaway
he was
spot.
actually texting whoever this other boss is, and the hitman showed up.
Oh.
Oh, see, I was with Chelsea.
Yeah.
I thought when he showed up to the house, he somehow, I guess the guy told him where they were or whatever. Because all of a sudden he looked at his phone and was like, oh, I know where they are. And it's like, well, tell us. Anyway.
They're at 725 Parkway View.
Give us some numbers here.
I was waiting for that.
So, yeah, he shows up and then another henchman with a gun. And I'm just like, okay,
He's a big guy.
Enough. I know.
Oh
and I'm like, really, Eric?
Like, Eric, good luck with this one.
Yeah, but he got a good punch to the,
yeah,
whatever you call this area.
Not appendix.
Well, I have love handles there, but whatever it's called.
Now, Michael, you have to admit, that second hitman, though, was a little bit scarier than the first one.
Oh, yeah. No. Hitman number 2, good.
He was good.
Hitman number 1, no good.
No good.
I would like to play that hitman, number 1.
He was just so like...
Get on the ground now!
I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, Eric shows up, beats the stuffing out of... Oh wait, did that guy die too? No, he just got knocked out.
He got hauled away by the police.
He got knocked out and hauled away.
Yeah.
And then Nicole, after all the kerfuffle, appears
what a
as
great
if from
word.
nowhere.
Kerfuffle.
I love that
And she was
word.
so beautiful and glowy when she appeared, and when they reunited, aw, Eric and Nicole.
I know.
We love you.
It was a good moment.
Thanks to Dylan Matthews, who was like, "That's your hip, Michael." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that." would be my
No,
hip."
I think because in boxing they always say to hit this soft spot.
That is true. I
Yeah.
took karate when I was little.
Yeah.
Like a little above hip.
Um,
Well, yeah, because hips are down
above the
here,
hip,
maybe.
the back,
Mhm.
that spot. If you
Okay.
hit that repeatedly, that can do really bad damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to disagree with the hip response.
Oh, okay.
Just not the hip.
We could play
It's
the
an anatomy lesson with Dishin Days today.
I know, right?
Okay, so Eric and not Vivian. What's her name? Nicole.
Nicole.
Eric and Nicole
That would be
are
weird.
reunited.
Yeah.
Very happy. I didn't notice this before. The way that Ari played Nicole, I was like, wow, this is completely different from how she was playing Crickle.
Yes.
And I was like, that's amazing, because I never realized before that when she was playing Crickle that she didn't really have, like, Nicole had this like kind of shyness or timidness about herself when she came out, and I was like, she's Nicole again. and that's Nicole. There was a definite different way of playing it.
Absolutely. And I remember Stacey and Ari saying that the character of Kristen is very physical.
Mm-hmm.
So when Ari was playing Kristen, or no, when Ari was playing Nicole playing Kristen, there was a lot of physicality because even when she was playing Nicole, she was still Kristen, and so there's a lot of physicality. And like you were saying, Nicole isn't that. She's softer.
She has moments, but
She has moments.
she's softer. That's a good word.
She's just softer, and
Even when she came out, there was a huge difference, what Michael was saying, with, as Nicole, like with Ari, as she was playing Nicole, playing Kristen, but then, then when she's just playing Nicole, the way she speaks, the way she's just so soft with her words, just the way her posture
there's
is.
a vulnerability to her.
So authentic. Yeah.
It was sweet. I thought the reunion was going to be anticlimactic.
It really
and
wasn't.
it wasn't. So that made me happy.
Yeah. It was very joyous. And then, did we get background on why Nicole was there and why they had a person like holding her there? Or was that just part of Kristen's plan? Because she did say that she knew Kristen's plan. She knew that Kristen was parading around Salem as her. She had a mat. She knew Kristen's plan, and that Kristen's plan was to get to Brady.
And the plan was she would be reunited with Holly, and Kristen made good on that. I think she had guards just to ensure that Nicole didn't get any ideas to go back to Salem while Kristen's running around.
That's kind of my assumption.
Posing as her.
Okay.
So that's what.
But then Nicole gave her the news Eric gave Nicole the news that no, Kristen. He told her all the tea. He was like, Kristen's been busted. Brady slept with her. Everything.
Did you see that
she
response?
Got full
she was so.
She was like, wait.
She was shocked.
And like he knew that it was me.
I will never be able to wrap my brain around that, Brady. Never.
And so many people were coming at him this week. You slept with Kristen and you didn't know it was Kristen? Like, she wasn't
Ciara
the only one.
came at him. Victor came at him.
He's not going to live that down.
Yeah, ever.
And each time he's like, I swear I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yes, you did. I
like,
believe you did.
Brady.
And then Holly, we have Holly
sweet
came
Holly.
out.
That sweet little thing. Oh, my living word. She's just growing up to be, she's been cute from the get-go, but she is adorable. And then Eric sits Nicole down. As you said, Michael, just kind of explaining, like spilling the tea. Here's what happened, blah, blah, blah. When he said, I have something to tell you, I thought he was going to tell her about Maggie going back to drinking.
Me too.
But he...
Oh, I didn't get that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because they were talking about Maggie, weren't they?
They were talking about Maggie, and then that's when he's like, look, I got to sit you down. I got to tell you something.
Yes.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, because Kristen put Maggie in a vulnerable place, she started drinking again. But no, it went to Sarah, which kind of makes sense now because when he thought of Maggie, he thought of Sarah automatically.
It took me a couple of beats, but it's like, okay, I get the connection.
Yeah.
So sat her down and said I was with someone else, or I got close to someone else while you were away.
I'm glad he did that. I'm glad they didn't try to drag it on.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's just typical soap opera. Like, okay, I'm pregnant. I'm going to keep it quiet. I'm not going to tell this person that I love what's going on. And then it just kind of gets dragged out at the end. So I'm glad they're kind of like confronting it in the get-go. So it'll be interesting to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
And that was that.
I think that was it. And then we never saw Jack and Jennifer and Dr. Rolf.
I know, they just went off back to Salem to
busy building a laboratory.
Yeah, right.
I love that word. Okay, so next storyline: Julie, Gabby, Stefan, Ben, Ciara. Parentheses: Hope, Doug, Brady, Victor, Stefan.
Okay, so this is one storyline where I was like, I was engaged with. I liked this part of the week.
Why are they doing this to Julie?
What? Julie?
Why are they doing this to her?
I don't know. That's why we got to keep watching.
I don't understand. Okay. Well, okay. I had a theory.
Okay.
And I think I mentioned it to you. But anyway, let's start with Julie and Gabby are arguing.
Oh.
That's what happens, right?
Julie's trying to apologize for being racist, basically, towards her.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Julie's trying to do good. Gabby ain't having it.
And she really wasn't having it.
No, she really wasn't having it.
There wasn't even a doubt
Like, I can see why Gabby had that reaction, I guess. I can understand both sides.
Really. I didn't remember that story when Gabby was with Eli and then Julie had feigned having a heart attack. Did you remember that?
I don't remember it, but I don't doubt that it happened.
Yeah. Because if that did happen,
they mentioned it several times.
Then I get why Gabby's like, I'm not going to fall for this again.
Yeah. That's what Stefan was trying to explain to Lonnie, saying, "Look, it's the wolf that cries. The
boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of see that. But with Gabby, I think when she was really on the ground, like, couldn't breathe, I think she should have been like, okay, let's just get you checked out, because even Stefan was like, she was breathing on the ground, he didn't even help her.
But I think she was still upright when Gabby left. Julie was on the ground, but she was sitting
like
upright. And then Gabby left, and that's when Julie just
killed
went.
Over.
Yeah.
But luckily, Ben and Ciara found her.
Yeah.
Little boy Ben gave her some CPR.
And man, Victoria, she just nailed it this week with her emotional scenes with Julie and with Doug, especially with Bill Hayes. The scenes with her and Bill Hayes were so beautiful.
Yeah.
I love when she sets him down, and then she was like, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
You know, and he goes and tells the story.
I'm getting like goosebumps.
Yeah. They were just
the
both
whole
crying.
grandparent thing.
That was almost my awe moment. It was so authentic.
There were a lot of
pure.
awe moments.
There really was. I had a hard time this week. So many. But them two in particular. And that just shows the maturity of Ciara. So, and I love how when she's with Ben in the hospital, and he's like, are you going to be okay because I have to go do this other job? She's like, nope, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be strong for my family. But then when you're here, I have a chance to break down.
Would you be okay with your significant other going off to work?
She's a strong girl. So
that's a tough one.
It's a tough one, but
I think it's very Ciara.
Yeah.
But typically, I don't know if that would fly for most people.
What, Ben going off to work?
Yeah. You're at the hospital, your grandmother's not doing well, and he gets a work call. I feel like early
in the relationship you'd be okay with it, but then later, I don't know, maybe it's like...
If it was
you're like, you'll pass... You'll give things more of a pass early on in the relationship than you will later in the relationship.
Interesting.
And she just stood up for him because he got fired by Gabby, and so she doesn't want to risk anything now.
She told him, "You need this job."
Exactly.
So I totally got it. But I thought that was interesting.
I think it's a maturity part on her own because
on the relationship,
because most people in general, they're just very needy when they get put in a bad situation. So she was able to step aside her feelings, saying, you know what, it's family time. I need to be here with my family. It's not like she was left alone. Like the family was going to come. So she kind of said, you know what, you've been here for me. You saved my grandmother's life. How much can I thank you, pay you for? So, I think that was very mature for her to say, look, you go do what you need to do, and I'm gonna be okay. And I just love that. It just gives me goosebumps when she just says, and then when I need to break down, I know you'll be here. Aww. I'm breaking down.
I know. Speaking of breaking down, Julie's heart's breaking down.
Yeah.
Because of the damage. That is Gabby's fault. It's Gabby's fault. Because if Julie had gotten to the hospital sooner, there probably wouldn't have been as much damage to the heart.
Okay. That's
what I'm thinking. Wasn't intentional. I totally get why Gabby didn't buy it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think that's...
So they're saying that Julie's heart is too damaged to pump blood through the rest of her body.
Correct. And she's too old for a transplant and to have surgery.
Right. Yeah. So right now it's kind of up in the air about what's going to happen to Julie. She's in the hospital.
To die.
That's what it looks like.
Here's what I'm thinking. Dr. Rolf is going to build a bionic heart for Julie.
Are we really going to do another bionic body part?
They're going to keep her on Dr. Rolf's suspension.
Okay.
These are my predictions.
We can't get rid of Julie.
No.
We can't get rid of
Julie. I have no thoughts of them actually killing Julie off. No. If they did, I would disagree with that decision wholeheartedly.
Then I don't know where is this there's no miracles here. Her heart's her heart.
Right. She seems like in a no-win situation, but You may be right. Maybe a bionic heart's in order here. I don't
Tammy,
know.
I think you nailed it because the timing is perfect. Dr. Ralph is now back in Salem. He has his own lab. He could do whatever he wants to do.
Anything he wants.
Anything.
Because I will be, I'm just telling you right now, I will be very unhappy if something happens to Julie.
They can't. No, they can't.
I'm just saying.
They can't.
It will be ugly here at Dishin Days. If
We would.
they
It'll be a dark
Julie.
day.
It will be a dark day
place.
here at Dishin Days.
So, Julie kind of wakes up and reveals that Gabby was there with her when she had her heart attack and left her. Lonnie goes and confronts Gabby and is kind of like, how do we feel about that confrontation, Lonnie and Gabby? I think it should have been Eli.
It was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
I think I kind of like it. It shows her role of how she's going to become a part of this family, and Eli, needed to be there for Hope. So I think with Lonnie, and that just shows the strength of their relationship. Lonnie picking up the pieces, saying, "Okay, look, this is part of my family now, and you don't mess with my family."
It's a really good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either.
I'm happy that they were the ones that confront each other about it.
I thought it was more Gabby and Lonnie have always had kind of a contentious relationship
Right.
because
they swapped boyfriends.
JJ and that sort of thing. So I thought, it makes sense that they're now in each other's faces.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's more, she's now part of this family. And
Julie's her family.
yeah, he is.
So then, onto the Ciara Ben portion of this storyline. Victor decides, out of nowhere, that
Thank you.
Out of
Literally,
nowhere,
out
left
of
field.
what happened to Victor?
he just was having a conversation with Brady, right? Brady.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he goes through like all of the family members, and he's like, Claire went crazy over Ava Vitale's son. Forgot what word he used. And he's going over how like, and she was like, Ciara was supposed to be the strong one. Ciara was supposed to be the smart one. And so he decides that, okay, Ben and Ciara need to break up.
Out of nowhere.
And we're like, okay. Which I like, because I'm sorry, Ben and Ciara, or any couple as a happy couple on a soap opera, is kind of boring.
Right.
They need some conflict.
You're on literally borrowed time as a happy couple.
Right. So I'm glad that
daytime.
they're presenting some conflict for Ben and Ciara. But yeah, Victor. So his plan is twofold. Offer Ciara a job at Titan in some executive training program that I guess he just came up with, and then kill Ben. And I'm just like, okay, Victor.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
Because
What do we all think about this?
when Brady saw Ciara at the hospital and presented her with, here's the idea, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
We think you're going to be great. Ciara was a little taken aback, as was I. It's like it's like Trick going to medical school. It's like, where is this coming from? I thought, and then it was very Godfather-ish, because while one thing's going on, all hell's breaking loose over here. That montage of everyone getting shot up. Victor has got Ben tied to the chair. I thought Brady was aware of the twofold plan. I thought he was aware.
No, I didn't think that.
Of what Victor's other side of the plan was.
I didn't think that.
But he wasn't.
Which I'm glad, because that's going to save Ben. Because Brady and Ciara had that nice talk where she's like, you know what, this is my relationship with Ben. You don't have to understand it, but you do need to respect it. And I'm not going to take this job if you want me to break up with my boyfriend. So she put Brady in her place. And he's like, look, we'll be honest with you. We don't want to see you with the psycho. And yes, Ciara.
Let's just be clear here about dating psychos and falling in love with psychos, shall we?
On that one.
What about your little psycho?
Who you're still in love with and you just won't admit it.
I knew that was coming. I was like, ooh, she's gonna.
And then he was just taken back. He's like, okay, what did I just get into?
Tail between the legs.
So I like it because on Friday's episode, I feel like they established a stronger bond together where they kind of get each other. Yeah,
Brady and Ciara, because you don't see them.
You don't see them interact. She even mentioned that.
We don't talk that often.
Yeah,
and they don't, and they're really good together.
So do we think Ciara's gonna? I don't think it was said. Like the whole interaction was basically Brady presenting this job and Ciara seeing right through it.
Yeah.
So, but do we think she's gonna think twice and maybe say, oh, do we think she's gonna take the job?
Well, I think at the end of the conversation, Brady convinced her that we're not going to ask you to break up with Ben. And she's like, great, then I will seriously take a look at this proposal and take the next step. So I think she's seriously considering it.
I wouldn't mind seeing how that plays out.
It would be different.
If
It would be good.
she gets into kind of the corporate storyline, with Titan and DiMeras.
Yeah.
I think that would be good. I think how it's going to play out first when she finds out what Victor did to Ben, she's going to refuse it, and then he's going to convince her to take it. I think it's going to be good if she takes it, because then she's going to be in the end, she's going to be closer to Victor. She wants to protect Ben. And it's going to play out with the Sin relationship because Ben is with the DiMeras and Ciara is with the Kiriakis. So conflict. So it's
Daytime
already
conflict.
It's getting there. So I can see it now.
I have to say, when Ben kind of comes to and realizes...
After they threw water on him?
Yeah, that's right. Comes to and he looks, and then it cuts to Victor. I was scared.
Yeah.
The way Victor was looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
He's been, even in that sitting position, he's
a
scared.
force.
Like, he's a force.
Just that stare.
Yeah.
Victor stare. It just daggers.
I want to see more of Robert, Paul, and John together. Such great
And I think they
scenes.
mentioned something on social media about what a great chance, it was so great working together. We don't get to work together very often.
Yes.
It was funny because we were watching it and Ernie happened to be watching it with me. And so he sees Paul Telfer do which freaked the cannoli out of me when he took his tie. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. So he's doing the whole tie thing. And Ernie said, is Xander a killer? And I said, I don't think he is.
I think he's popped a couple people.
I don't know if he's killed anyone. I mean, he certainly will do whatever he needs to do to get what he wants, but I don't know if he has it in him to do what Victor wants him to do.
Well, then what happened?
Well, he doesn't.
Why? Why, Chelsea?
Because right away, it only took the first 2 seconds for Ben to say, I've changed. Ciara and my love, she has changed me. And
Standing ovation moment.
You should have seen Xander's face. He was like, oh gosh, that's how I feel.
Kindred spirit right
AB
there.
Levins in the chat room agrees with you.
Yes.
By the way.
So them two. So Ben had Xander right from the start, and he didn't even know it.
Yes.
So he was never going to go through with it. And Victor called him out, and he's like, Xander's like, okay, you know what? I just need some time. He's like, what do you mean you need some time? You can't even get this done. I'm going to do it. And you know it's serious when Victor stands up from that chair. You know it's serious.
I'll do it myself.
And who walks in?
Brady. And who's going to save the day? Brady.
What's going on here? What are you guys
What
doing?
are you doing?
What are you doing? And
That
then
was such a fun scene.
It was good.
Dylan Matthews
was good.
thinks Ciara will take over Titan.
Mm.
We'll get another boss bitch
I can see her.
I could see her.
in the ranks of the other fabulous boss bitches we have in Salem.
Yeah.
Sarah, I messed up your last name, Sarah, so I'm not going to say it this time. Savage Ben came all out for Victor. All out on Victor.
Yes.
Called him Gramps. I know.
I kinda cringed when he said that.
I was like, Ben.
yeah.
I was like,
Doing Ben.
you need to tone it down a little bit. You're not.
That's like at home with your siblings and they're fighting with your mom and the sibling says something nasty and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
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 That was that moment.
Cringe moment.
Yes.
You don't do that.
All right, so we'll see what happens
what
with that.
happens.
Wow. People in the chat room agree that it's kind of like, okay, how come Victor is all of a sudden concerned about Ciara?
Well, there were a lot of storylines this week that were out of the blue. Like, where is this coming from? But
It's going to lead somewhere. It's going into our next fall plot. So we're just getting ready for it. They're just kind of planting the seed.
All right.
next storyline, Vivian, Stefan, Kate, and Gabby. Oh my God.
So after Vivian,
wow.
So after Vivian is found and makes her way back to Salem, she and Stefan reunite.
Yes.
And her and her flask.
Her flask. I loved her flask.
Tammy's favorite moment of the week.
I was gonna ask if we should all bring flasks in this week, but
okay. So earlier in the week, before Vivian had come back, Stefan is holding Kate.
Oh, that's
at
right.
gunpoint.
Yes.
And
with his mother's gun.
Poor Kate.
With his mother's
She's always
gun.
at gunpoint.
I know, but anyway. So Gabby comes in and kind of talks Stefan down, talks him out of popping Kate, And then Kate takes the entire bottle of scotch
Yes,
with her purse
as
and is
would
like,
I.
I'm going to my room.
Like later.
I would have done the same thing. I would have been like, get me out of here, take the scotch, throw off my heels, and make a run for the stairs.
Absolutely. Lock the door.
And, you know, I've seen some talk on Twitter about this fear that Kate has had lately. Like, Kristen holds her hostage, threatens her family, and Kate becomes like this hermit stuck in her room. And now Kate's like afraid of Stefan. And it's like, Kate didn't used to be so afraid. Like, Kate used to almost be like, bring it on.
Maybe it has to do with Andre.
Maybe, like, his death? Like his death?
Yeah.
Like maybe it softened her a little bit?
Feeling betrayed by him dying. Maybe a part of her broke from that. Because I don't understand.
I kind of need an explanation as to why Kate is not acting like the Kate that we love.
She hasn't bounced back.
She has moments.
No.
Yeah.
She has moments. So Gabby saves her basically, talks Stefan down, knowing that and then they find out, or I'm sorry, Stefan finds out that Vivian's alive. He gets the phone call.
Yes.
That Vivian's alive.
Hi, honey.
They don't
it's
tell
Mom, I'm alive.
They don't tell Kate, of course. Stefan wants to kind of her to lay low.
And Gabby didn't say anything.
Gabby didn't
I
say
was
anything.
like,
She stood by her
"Girl,
man.
Oh my God, you should say something to Kate. How could you not say something?
Well, because Kate keeps saying how much the loyalty matters to her and that it won't be forgotten.
Gabby's loyalty is to Stefan.
But Gabby's loyalty, exactly.
Gabby's in a hard predicament. She still wants to be on Kate's good side because she saved Kate. She did.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, she's being loyal to Stefan. So she is kind of a little bit of in a web. And it's going to come to a point where she needs to choose sides.
Yep.
So Stefan gives Vivian her gun back, and she called it Priscilla.
No.
Lupita,
Was
something.
Was it Gertrude? No.
I know she
What
called
was
it.
the name of the gun, guys, in the chat room?
Yeah. What does Vivian call her?
Because it was
gun?
a really good.
There was a name.
Griselda? I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is what I love about Vivian. She just pulls out a gun in the middle of Salem and has Kate
Don't they all?
hostage.
I know, like, so many times. Like, okay, moment when. No, I want to call them by their real names. When Xander got Ben right in front of the Brady pub. I'm like, no one's going to see that?
Yeah.
He's opening the door. Like, is the Brady pub closed? Or he just sits there and chokes the life out of Ben for a good, like, 10 seconds. And nobody no one's around Salem that day.
No one walks by.
Anyway, that was, yes, I agree that things are happening in plain sight. But, again, soap opera, TV.
Suspension of
Gotta
disbelief.
kind of, you know, take it for what it is.
How it is.
Belinda was the name.
Belinda! Thank you.
Thank you,
chat
Patrick
room.
C.
Yes.
C. Diane.
Belinda. I wonder where she came up with that name.
Annie. I'm
means
just going to call
something.
people by their first names in the chat room because I suck at last names. So thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Ariat. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Annie again. All of them.
Belinda. I love it.
Belinda.
So Stefan and Vivian are planning
Diane.
the demise of Kate,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what they're working on.
Well, but they want to get back at Kate, but he's also like, okay, just, you know, simmer down, lay
you need
low
to be
for
patient,
a while.
but Mom won't listen.
Mama doesn't do that. Mama's out gun wheeling
Flailing
around Salem.
Belinda.
Mama's free now.
So then Vivian goes to
Her reaction, Kate's reaction when
Yeah.
she first sees Vivian.
Mm-hmm.
That was hysterical.
So then Kate tries to reason with Vivian and then, like, tries to use what the ploy that Vivian was trying to use on her before Kate shot her was like, oh, let's team up and blah, blah. And Vivian's like, no. So Vivian goes to her default, digs a grave.
Unbelievable.
This will be the third. She did it to, oh no, she didn't. Wait, she did it to Carly.
She did to Carly.
She tried to do it to Maggie.
And
but
didn't,
she
right.
got buried instead.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So now Kate is, you know, pleading, but nope, and Kate's in the grave.
Oh my God.
That was kind of like she wanted to shoot her, but the way Kate grabbed the gun, it went off. So I don't think that was I think Vivian wanted to have her at that place for a while. I don't think she wanted to shoot her quite suddenly. Not until Kate grabbed the gun, then she's like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and do this. But I think she wanted to play and toy with Kate a little bit longer if she could.
And she wasn't going to bury her alive. She's
No.
like, no. I'm going to make sure you're dead and then pop you in there. Did they struggle and then Kate got shot?
I don't know. I think Vivian
Did
just...
she just...
Yeah.
No,
She just shot her.
I thought Kate was like, she said something like, "Oh, I'm not going to bury you alive," and then Kate went to grab it from her,
And she
then
shot her.
the gun went off.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot that part.
And then she fell back into the
Yeah.
new grave.
And then
so like that's
Vivian's
my worst
like,
nightmare.
Like claustrophobia. Of it.
Ah,
I think
my
Kate
God.
can handle it though.
Yeah.
If anyone can handle it, it's Kate
Well,
Roberts.
she has a bullet in her though.
True. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So that's how that ended.
Yeah, I was gonna say she fell into the grave, and that's how. Oh my God, that's just horrific.
All right.
Okay, let's move on to some
We
AfterBuzz
got
TV.
our secondary church
Yes,
announcement.
our secondary church announcements.
Well, before we move on to our next topic, we just want to say thank you guys so much for making AfterBuzz TV the ESPN of TV talk. In order to help us grow, we ask if you please subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a rating on iTunes, and leave us a comment. We really just want to thank Maria and Kevin for creating AfterBuzz TV and a place where we have a platform to put Dishin Days because we love engaging with you guys as fans. So thank you so much for supporting us in what we do and what we love.
Yay! Ding ding!
Did you hear it?
Yes,
I loved
loved
it. So good.
Thank you, Ryan, who
Thank
is
you.
always on point
He's on
with
All the
our
top
bells
of
and
it.
whistles.
Thank you. He's behind the scenes making everything run as smoothly as possible.
Shout out to Ryan. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank
Shout
you,
out to
Ryan.
Ryan.
Tidbit number 1: Sarah, Xander, Kayla, Victor, and then parentheses
Okay, so
Sarah.
the second thing Xander was
Yeah.
dealing with was Sarah and how she's kind
He
of on her own
is
now.
so. I love their scenes
I know.
together so much.
I'm gonna do a little bit of spoiler. That was almost my awe moment for the week.
Man.
I mean, they had me. Paul Tefler had me when
Yeah.
he just said, "Look, you're beautiful the way you are, and I want you to have someone that you deserve." If it was me, I've been like, "Bye, Eric."
Yeah.
Bye.
And then she threw up at that comment.
Yeah, and then of course, classic. She threw up, and he's like,
That
"Oh."
sound effect, though, I'm like, she just threw up straight on the floor. So then I was like, who cleaned that up?
No, it was the waste paper basket.
Oh, did she
Yeah,
throw up?
Yeah,
in the- oh, I
and then
didn't see that.
Xander at the end of the scene took out the waste paper
Oh,
basket.
my bad.
Which is like, oh my God, that's so sweet.
Again, that was a moment where I guess I wasn't fully
Yeah,
engaged. Sorry.
yeah.
I was so engaged in that moment. I
Yeah.
played it 3 times.
He was so tender and so what's the word? Artifice? Is that a good word?
Artifice.
Artifice.
Yeah, there was
What does
nothing
that mean?
artificial. It was just him
Oh.
really genuinely.
He is very genuine.
There was
with
no
Sarah.
Xander
No.
stuff going on.
And that's why he stopped strangling Ben. He's like, I can't. I'm trying to be a good man for Sarah.
For the love of a good
love it.
woman.
Love of a good woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
It all fit perfectly with that moment, and then Ben had him as soon as he said, "Look, I love Ciara. She made me a better man." Went back. To
I love
Xander.
how Sarah wants to be absolutely sure that she's pregnant, so she doesn't go to CVS and buy like an EPT. She goes to the hospital, starts doing up her
Wow,
sleeve
right?
to actually draw blood, so she's 100%
That's what
certain.
that's what a doctor does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she
She,
does.
don't-
got
she
the
doesn't mess around
means.
with the drugstore pregnancy test.
No.
So I was going through the list of who the baby daddy. I mean, we know who the baby daddy is.
Well, she
But
she said there's no way. She says it's Eric's. There's no way it could be
how could it not be?
Rex.
How could he be that off the possibility chart?
because
I
they,
mean, that's what she said. That's what.
Yeah.
If we're taking what she's saying.
I mean, the
then-
window is pretty close between
Right.
her.
The only one
ending things with
okay,
Rex.
so men she's been with in a biblical sense. Xander, which that's been too far along. There's no way it can be
no
Xander's.
way.
I would
So
love
we
that,
have
though.
Eric and Rex.
Right.
And so when she said that, I was like, she said like, "Oh, there's no way it can be Rex." I'm like, had it really been that long?
But she slept with Eric right as soon as she got over it with Rex.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure
then-
she was intimate with Rex, not that far behind breaking things off with him.
I guess
and
the question is who wrapped it up and who didn't.
It's
You both were just like, "Oh, jeez."
Oh man.
oh,
Like this asshole.
Michael.
Sorry, excuse me.
I didn't want her to be pregnant.
I didn't want
I mean,
that.
I knew she was going to be, but it's like these storylines to me are so tired.
But she also did mention, speaking of, like she mentioned to Xander, she's like, "Please, I know how to not get pregnant." So that kind of means like, oh, maybe there were precautions taken and maybe they weren't effective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. But that was the last scene. She's like, "Oh my God, I am pregnant."
And I'm glad she told Kayla.
Yes,
Yeah.
I really liked Kayla
Yeah.
and Sarah together and
Really
how she was
glad.
able to come clean. I thought she was going to keep it from her, but then Kayla just has this nice motherly. I know. So.
Kayla's everybody's like mom.
Yeah.
You know, she's just there for you. She'll give you some tough love when you need it. She'll support you when you need it.
When's Patch
Kayla.
coming back?
I know.
Apparently, well, I mean, it's already out that it's already out on social for a couple months.
When?
Oh, we don't know.
It's already out. Oh,
I thought it was more.
I mean, I know he's coming back, but I'm like, come on
I
already.
know. Like maybe November.
Kayla's been alone too long.
Yes.
And then the part of Julie that kind of happened before Julie or before they knew about it was Doug and Hope having their moment at Doug's place with Ted's letter, where he confessed basically like everything I told you was a lie.
When I found out that he had lied about his child dying, because I really bought that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that scene, them having that conversation, and when he shared
That's
that
just
with
a
Hope.
low blow. Low.
Oh, Ted.
Yeah, did not.
Not
I never
good.
liked Ted and Hope, but now I was like, ooh, so
That's
I wonder
glad.
why Days chose not to just because Ted's dead. Why they had to I'm curious of where this
draw it out, so
Yeah.
to speak.
not really draw it
I
out,
mean,
but why this letter had to be there? You know what I mean? Like, what is this going to mean for Hope moving forward? That's what I'm curious about.
maybe she needed some kind of closure.
I think that was her closure because some people might still be fans of Ted and Hope out there.
They just seem to really want to squash.
And
like,
they did.
and it's been squashed.
Yeah.
Duly squashed.
100%. So I think they just want to make sure to say, hey, they're done.
Yeah. I'm just curious why in the writer's room or whatever they made that decision to do that.
I was going to say, but the way they did it was good. I loved that Hope read the letter with Doug.
They had that father-daughter
moment. That was the best way to do it.
I loved, oh my God, I got teary-eyed. I loved that moment when Hope said to him, I miss Bo. I think about Bo. Will I ever find that kind of love again? I was like, oh my God,
so you just reminded me of something else that happened. Victor was looking at a picture of Bo on his phone.
That's right.
Before, when the whole thing about Ben and Ciara was happening.
Is Bo alive?
Can they bring back Bo? Dr. Ralph, please.
I'm fine. Personally, I'm fine if he stays with the deceased, but I know.
I know you and Tony love
Bring
Hope
Aiden back.
with Aiden. I was never on that team with the two of them. I honestly can't see her with anybody but Bo.
Same here. Same.
But I love that moment. I love when she brought up his name. I literally go, oh my God, she's talking about Bo. Ah. So I love that.
How can you not love Bo? Bo and Hope.
You know what? I'll explain right now. I'll take a moment and explain. Bo, to me, was a very self-righteous character. He was the good guy, and he looked down on people that did not live up to like what his standard of good was. And I feel like when he and Hope were together, that rubbed off on Hope. And Hope became this like self-righteous character. And it was when Bo left and Hope kind of came into her own and was kind of on her own. I felt like the Hope character became just less self-righteous, just didn't have this arrogance about her that Bo did. And that is why I've never like really liked the character of Bo. Just my thoughts.
It's a great reason.
It's a good reason.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to argue with you.
That's why I just felt like I needed to explain that, because I know Bo is like a legacy character and he and Hope are like the super couple to end all super couples, but that's just why I never really gravitated towards him. So there you go.
So we'll see. That was a good moment. Like you said, I wasn't sure what this is all about, like why it was happening, but we shall see. Who knows what the writers have up their sleeves.
But I think we covered everything,
I think so. Sarah's pregnant. She's like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. Yeah. Oh, Lord.
There's a lot.
Okay. So now it's time for our segment.
Favorite part of the show.
And we are going to start with...
Tammy, you start off this week.
Yes, you do. Fashion. What else? Elegance. Designer taste. Hands down. Hands on this man, because Paul Telfer At first I thought, actually,
on the
Michael and
mic.
I had this discussion because the color of his shirt and suit and the room color.
I don't like the color of that room.
I know. I was like, is it my camera or how can I differentiate him a little bit better? But regardless, Paul Telfer, oh my living word, he was all dressed up. He had clothes on. First of all, he had a shirt on.
Yes.
And he's just in this beautiful
Why is that a good
suit.
thing?
And I know. No, I'm just saying it was nice. It was something different. And he looked beautiful and handsome and gorgeous. And pairing that with his softer side with Sarah, Paul Telfer, Xander, you get this week's.
Sarah says Zaddy.
Zaddy.
Zaddy daddy.
And now,
Key Me in the chat room says he could look good wearing burlap.
right? It's so true.
I concur.
It's
I concur,
so true.
Kimi.
So good.
Yeah. And now it's time for...
Caption that.
Oh, Tony
All
Baloney, we
right.
miss you.
I know. He may post his 3 snaps on social when he gets
Okay,
a moment
good.
or
Yes.
something. I don't know. He usually does. So we'll see. We'll see what he thought of the week. This week's caption goes to, or actually this week's caption photo comes courtesy of Eric, who spent an entire episode on his phone. And so he looks very distraught about two thumbing his message. And this week's caption goes to Sabrina Hilton, Seabree38 on Instagram with her caption, "That's not who I wanted to match with on Tinder."
Of course.
Tinder.
Boom, boom, psh. Anyway, okay, that was this week. Sometimes they land, sometimes they don't. I don't know what to tell you. But thank you, Sabrina Hilton. You won this week. Go, Sabrina.
And now it's time for...
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Hey, what? It's like, aww. Okay, this week's
Nice.
awe moment was hard. We had so many. We had, of course, our sin, and then we had Paul and Lindsay, but my winner does go out to Nicole, Eric, and Holly. Eric and Nicole finally reunite. And then when Eric gives her the news that Kristen has been arrested and this nightmare is over, Eric pulls Nicole closer and says, "Nicole, you're beautiful. Nicole, you, my love, I can't believe you're here. I never thought I would see you again. Eric, no one's going to keep me from finding you. No one." And then they lean in, they kiss. He asks if Holly's okay, and then the little cutie comes
That little
around the
angel.
corner. And then Eric bends down and says, "Holly, I missed you so much. Did I tell you that?" And then they embrace in a cute little hug. Ooh, hey, why? It's like, aww. Just so cute.
Love it.
Oh, and then shout out to you guys I've been loving your tweets with all moments. So when you guys tweet me, I will go ahead and shout you out too. I will do that. But you guys had some really good all moments that you tweeted me, and I loved reading them. They're so cute.
Fan engagement.
Yes.
Love it.
Oh my gosh.
And now it's time for news and gossip.
News and gossip.
News and gossip?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Me World will get to your OSHA's
Yes,
after news
we
and
have
gossip.
to. We have to do a shout out to Me World. Okay, so first news and gossip.
This is big, guys.
You guys, holy macaroni! So special, crazy announcement. So next week, Thursday, was it September 12th at 4 p.m. Either take the day off, or I don't know. Figure it out because Tony, James Lott Jr., and myself will be here at AfterBuzz TV interviewing Eileen Davidson. That was my Oprah impression. Did you like that?
Eileen
Davidson. Oh
You
my
get
gosh.
Eileen, and you get Eileen.
Yes, and you get
and
Eileen.
you get Susan, and
She's
you get
going to
Susan.
be in studio. I'm like, I don't even know if I'll be able to form
have
a
goosebumps.
sentence, but she's going to be in studio with us to talk about a new film, a new project that she's working on with her husband. And then, of course, James is the YNR aficionado, and we'll be talking about days with her. And tune in Thursday, September 12th at 4 p.m.
She's very easy to talk to, so
Is
y'all will
she?
be fine.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
she's very down to earth. She's very cool. So
Okay, I'm
So
excited.
y'all do
lucky.
great.
Okay.
Yeah. And next on the list, we have an update about Starstruck fan event's Starstruck's Got Talent event in Myrtle Beach. This event has been rescheduled to the weekend of February 22nd and 23rd of 2020.
I miss Cassie.
I
see
know
her.
where she been.
I see her on the poster here.
Eve is kind of taking a break, I guess.
Wow.
All of the same talent is scheduled to appear as the original dates, which are Eric Martzoff, Cassie DePaiva, Nadia Biolin, and Jacob Young.
Love
So, just a rescheduling note.
Rescheduling. And just a reminder, tickets are on sale for the Starstruck fans annual Yesterday's event, Friday, November 8th here in LA, as well as the pre-Yesterday's VIP happy hour with Ari Zucker and Sean Christian. Tickets and info are for both events, as well as Starstruck's Jekyll Island events are available at starstrucksevents.com and on Twitter at starstrucksfans2.
Yes,
Awesome.
The Starstruck fans, guys, are busy. They've
been really busy this year,
done, like one
which
after
is great
another.
because they're such
great guys.
Great guys.
Yeah, they're very
Met
nice.
them last year for the first time.
Yes, we were at Yesterday's.
At
and
Yesterday's.
we'll probably be at Yesterday's this year.
I know, it was so much fun.
Yeah, very nice guys.
I remember meeting Vincent Irizarry.
Yeah.
And, well, I was too shy. Was it you?
Yeah, I was with you. You and I stuck together. Like we were like.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, that's Vincent. And you're like, oh, come on. I'm like, no, I don't know what to say to him. But it was fine. Yeah. It was good.
And lastly, we want to send out a very, 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 very happy birthday to Christian Alfonso, our lovely Hope, who celebrated her birthday on September 5th. We hope you had a wonderful, wonderful birthday. She tweeted James Lott Jr., who is Christian Alfonso's like super fan, tweeted her happy birthday, and she tweeted him back. They have yet to meet in person, which is kind of crazy.
Because he's met just about everybody.
I know he's met everybody, but so
it was a special
one day
moment.
It'll happen, and so shout out to James Lott Jr. We love you.
We love you.
All right, so Me World, his shiz moment of the week. Not his snap. Was Victor and Xander showing Ben the proper way to tie a tie.
Man, that's just low blow.
That was
low blow domino.
Beast.
Great shiz.
Shout out Mike Bowman. Mike Bowman says beast. If you which is a reference to when Eileen Davidson was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Kim Richards called her a beast. She's like, beast. I love that. That's one of my favorite Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yeah.
I think that's it,
you guys.
Yeah,
I think that's our
it
show.
was one heck of a week.
And
these next few weeks are just going to be more and more insane. So before we say adios, Michael, where can folks find you on the socials?
Folks can find me on the Twitter at MLMattis1 and on the Instagram at MLMattis, where you can see pictures of my dog.
Aw, baby!
Whatever food I'm eating that day.
Cute. Aww, okay. Well, you can find me on Instagram at Chelsea Overrocker and on Twitter at Chels Overrocker.
You can find Dishin Days on Insta and Facebook at Dishin Days and on Twitter at _Dishin Days. And you can find me on Twitter at Tammy Govea and Insta Tammy.Govea. You guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.